On Friday, Minnesota will be the first state to open early voting places for the November election. While many voters plan to mail their ballots, this year millions are still expected to turn out in person. And as Devin Dwyer reports, more than 24 major cities for the first time are preparing so-called voting super centers in an effort to make it easy and safe in the pandemic.
This is the beginnings of a voting super center right here.
Right.
At the D.C. election warehouse, stockpiles of voting equipment are ready to roll.
This is the tabulator.
Voting machines, ballot printers, drop boxes, and lots of PPE.
Every voter, we will wipe up.
So every time somebody votes, you're going to use a wipe. That's a lot of wipes.
The pandemic is testing election officials like never before and giving rise to a new phenomenon in 2020, the voting super center.
We'll be able to accommodate more voters at a quicker pace. We can get through and have more of these machines, more of these machines, and more of any others, and more space.
In dozens of major American cities across at least 14 states, sports arenas, stadiums, and convention centers are being converted into voting megaplexes. From Madison Square Garden in New York City to Dodger Stadium in L.A., venues that would typically be packed with fans now empty and idle because of COVID-19.
Those arenas, they're often the biggest, they're the most visible, and they're common knowledge, if you will, to the voting public. Offering that option in a place that they understand, know that's community orientated, and then also has giant space where you can actually do adequate social distancing is frankly critical at this point.
Thank you, Michael.
Welcome to the arena.
All right.
ABC News got an inside look at Capital One Arena in D.C. as officials prepare for voting booths just steps from center court and center ice.
So they're going to check in right here under the Bud Light sign. And then they're going to...
In front of the sticks. In
front of the Capitol sticks. And then these are going to be voting booths all the way down this concourse.
You got it.
Yes.
While the typical precinct has often just a handful of voting machines, this super center will have dozens, able to process thousands of voters in a day with plenty of social distance.
Once they've voted, they will come further down the corridor and put their ballot in a tabulating machine, get their I voted sticker, and they can exit.
So this is a one-directional flow to keep people moving.
One-directional flow to keep people. I mean, that alone will end up driving efficiency.
The efficiency, a big sell for poll workers who've been harder to recruit this year because of health concerns. The convenience, potentially enticing to reluctant voters who might otherwise stay home.
Our players are incredibly motivated to encourage people to use their voice and vote, and they have been pushing both us as a company and our employees to get engaged.
Players across the NBA and other pro sports pushing to make polling places more accessible.
Our voice is being heard, our vote is being counted, and it's a huge push for us as a nation to take that right.
NBA superstar LeBron James leading the effort, in part as a response to national protests for racial justice after the death of George Floyd.
When you have the kind of presence and success of a LeBron, I'm sure his voice is a bit more influential than others. But the good news is virtually every player in the NBA, virtually every franchise in the NBA is trying to have a positive impact.
Tony Ressler, owner of the Atlanta Hawks, was the first professional team to open its 700,000 square foot State Farm Arena as a voting supercenter for an election.
It's actually good business. Please understand. Our fans, the overwhelming majority of our fan base is so excited that we took this on. Democrat or Republican.
Such a success, the arena is expecting huge turnout starting next month.
We're going to move to 60 processing stations and 300 voting machines, to give you a sense. So it's going to be a much more substantial effort, much larger, and frankly, with many, many more voters. Anyone in Fulton County, any registered voter in Fulton County will be able to come to our facility to vote.
And it's not just the NBA. At least 4 NFL stadiums are slated to become voting centers this fall, along with several National Hockey League and Major League Baseball stadiums, including Nationals Park in D.C.
We know that not everybody is going to vote at home. We know that some people need to register to vote on election day and they haven't gotten their ballot yet. So you have to have a really good in-person voting structure to make that work effectively.
The pandemic producing a promising new way to vote in person, but officials caution to keep those expectations in check.
There are going to be lines. I'm not going to hide the fact that you may not have lines. There are going to be lines.
It's democracy.
Lines will move. They may move slow, but you know what? When people go get those Air Jordan tennis shoes, guess what? They wait in line.
A reminder to bring patience with that mask, even if voting at a supercenter. For ABC News Live, I'm Devin Dwyer in Washington.
Our thanks to Devin for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.